What's up, everybody? This is Q and Chop.
How we doing, guys? Today we have a special guest. Q, who we got today?
Today we got Dre Fortune.
Dre, how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys?
Trying not to get bored from this. Staying all day at home, Netflix and sleeping, eating.
Yeah, I feel that. It's becoming a bit monotonous now.
Yeah, man. What 3 weeks in of no work and stuff like that, almost something like that.
Yeah, it's about 3 weeks now, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so man, I ain't been at work in a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So how long? So the season should have started when?
The season. Well, we got one game into the season. I think it was March 7th.
Did the first game? Yes.
Right. Yeah. So we played one game, and then our last training was the Thursday after that. We had a game 2 days later.
And then all this went loose, bro.
Yeah. All just kind of hit us out of nowhere.
I was so excited too, bro, because we got the new uniforms and Dream Festival and all that.
Yep.
Hey, man. So Dre, for all those who don't know, man, tell them who you play for.
I play for North Carolina FC. That's the local soccer team here in the USL. It's like the second division here in the country.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. You're from Raleigh, North Carolina, so you're one of us. You're 23.
Yes, sir.
You play attacking. What's your favorite? What is your favorite position to play?
My favorite position. That's changed a bit over the years. So now I play more of like a number 8, which is like just true central midfielder, like kind of box to box, and I enjoy that quite a lot now actually. So it's pretty fun.
Because I remember Colin had you as a left back for a while.
No. There was one game. It was like we had played. Let me think. I think it was Atlas we played, and I came on at right back, and it was just kind of. That was the first time I'd ever played there, so it was a little bit different for me. But I just kind of obviously try to make the most of it, and But.
Yeah, man. I went to that game. Actually, I was working for them that time. Those 2 years I was working with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like. That's not Dre's position. I'm like, what is Colin doing? It's like, it's like put like Tom Brady as a wide receiver. People don't go talking. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking questions about that.
But I'm gonna head it off with the first question.
Okay.
Who is Dre Fortune, man?
It's an interesting one. Let's see. All right, so my parents are from Trinidad and Tobago, so I have that background, a Caribbean background. And from as far as I can remember, I've always just loved the game, loved the sport of football. So that's really been the driving force behind anything I've decided to do throughout my entire life. I have a younger brother. He also plays. He's 17 now. He plays for Atlanta United's academy. My dad coaches. My mom never played, but she's always been involved in the game and stuff like that, just like helping out with, my dad's program that he runs and different stuff like that. So my entire life basically is just centered around the game, and then just kind of go from there. Whatever I can fit in outside of that. I love sports in general, so I like, basketball and American football and stuff like that too. I really like music. I did drumline in high school, so I've tried to branch out as much as I can, but for the most part, it's just been football.
Yeah, I remember those days at Castle, man, when we all played together. Those were some fun moments, man.
Yeah. It seems like forever ago now. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, those were some high school days. I think that we were playing out there. Honestly, I wasn't as good as you guys, but I try my best though.
Yeah, of course.
I love how you say football for soccer, man. That's that realness right there. Us Americans, we fake with it.
Right. Yeah, I've tried not to lose that over the years.
That's how it is. From being from New York, man, I try to keep that my lingo. They say I still got a little bit of accent, but you try to stay with it a little bit.
Of course, of course. You try to, your culture and where you're from, and kind of stay true to that. It's not always easy, but
You speaking other
it's just part
languages?
of it. Well, I try to say I speak a little bit of Spanish. I took it a lot in school, and one of my good friends, DJ, he's fluent, so he'll speak a lot to me in Spanish. I just kind of try to keep that going a little bit, and yeah. So I don't really, I wouldn't say that I'm fluent or anything, but I understand quite a bit, and I'm pretty conversational, I guess.
That's dope. Dope. Q, but you didn't play. You played pro though, Q, didn't you?
Yeah, man. I played out in Germany, and I was in the Netherlands for a little bit playing basketball. That's a sport I grew up
Oh,
around.
really?
Love that thing. To the death of me.
Who's your team?
I played out in Pro B. Oh, what we talking? Who I root for?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, I root for. I do players, man. I do Kawhi Leonard now. I was a D Wade fan
Right.
growing up, but I'm a Kawhi Leonard
Yeah.
fan now.
I'm like that. I'm a huge Steph Curry guy. I like Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, I
So
don't
when
know
those
about
two
him
linked
no
up,
more, bro.
I was excited. Ah, come on.
I really hope he does well in Brooklyn. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know about him no more, man. I can't lose. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it, bro, because I still feel a way about it.
Nah, that's all off the court stuff though. He a hooper though. You can't deny
Oh no,
that.
he's a big baller. He's one of the best to
Yeah.
ever play. So I'll never take that away from him.
Right.
So Dre, you played in Europe too, right? Well, you got tryouts
Uh,
out there too.
yeah. Well, I was with a team from in Switzerland for a little bit. But I had some visa issues with that, so I didn't get to stay as long as they would have liked to, as long as I would have liked to. Kind of got cut short, which was pretty unfortunate, but it was one of the better experiences I've had.
Hey, same thing happened to me, bro. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So Q, and so you guys have something in common like that. Then like both have experiences, in Europe, but cut short because of
Hmm.
government issues. What are your thoughts about that? Other guys coming in, people that can't make it into the NBA or can't make it to MLS or La Liga or something like that, and they branch
Hmm.
off to smaller organizations, like the Swedish and the other small leagues. What do you guys think when you guys were there?
I mean, honestly, when I was there, I found that the level is really high. I mean, the professionalism, the culture, all of that. I think it's where you'd want to be. You know what I mean? It's an environment you want to be in, and it's always it's always good to experience different cultures. And although it may not be what everyone looks at and says is this is where you should be, it's still a great opportunity, still a high level, still having fun with it, and you're at the end of the day you're playing the sport that you love. So
Right. At a
And getting
level
paid
most
too.
people don't ever get to.
Exactly.
So like no matter what happens,
And getting paid.
Chop and Dre, we feel blessed to even be out there, to even have that experience to say that we did it, even though if it got
Of
cut
course,
short or not.
of
So
course, every single day. Because even now, I mean, we're not getting an opportunity to train and stuff like that, and I'm missing it every single day. And that's just like you can never take it for granted, regardless of where you are. You're being able to do what you want to do on a daily basis. So yeah, I would never knock that. I would never say anything negative about it.
All right, so what were your first thoughts on making your pro debut? Your first game. What was running through your brain when the coach says, "Hey, you're starting," or you came in from a sub? What were your first thoughts on that?
Um, Nerves for sure. I mean, you're nervous. It's what you've been preparing for the whole time. It's what you've been waiting on. So it's it's a combination of nerves and excitement and just managing and being able to refocus, because before that moment comes, everyone has somebody telling you, you know what, your moment's going to come, be ready for it, whatever the case may be. So you kind of have to balance all those emotions out with refocusing and being, all right, this is what I have to do, this is what I need to do to earn that trust and make sure that I have more of these moments. So It was pretty exciting, and ended up being pretty fun.
Who do you playing for your first game? Who you debated with?
Can't even remember, to be honest with you. It was a few years back. Yeah, because it was the year before my first year with North Carolina. It was with the team up in New York, Rochester. I don't even remember what.
I think Rochester, right? Wasn't it
I'm
Rochester?
from Rochester. You in Rochester, New York?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah,
that's where I'm born, man.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I was up there for a year.
That's awesome.
You have up there for a year now, and now you're here, back in your hometown.
Yes, sir. A lot warmer down here too.
Do you remember this date? Tell me if you remember this date. October 15, 2019. Do you remember that day?
October 15, 2019. What day of the week was it? Do you know?
Let me look. Let me go back.
If I remember correctly, we played St. Louis on like the 19th or something like that. I could be wrong though.
Let me see. Let me go back.
It was a Tuesday.
No, October 15th was a Tuesday. Yeah. No, actually, yeah, it was a Tuesday.
Nothing sticks out about it.
It was your national team debut with Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wow.
First team.
That's crazy. Really?
Yes, against Venezuela.
Man, that's crazy.
How was your thoughts on that? You know, finally, you know, debuting for your country. You know, I don't know. I always have experience. You know, like if I were play for Mexico for U.S., you know, I wouldn't have words for it. But what were your thoughts when you like the coach said, "Hey, you're starting today"?
No, well, he subbed me on in the game, and before the game, I think he had a couple conversations with me, essentially just telling me, you know, like, be prepared to play today. And so kind of even before the game came around, I was, you know, mentally prepared for it, and obviously when that moment comes, like you said, I mean, you don't even really have words for it. It's just a whole bunch of emotions coming together at once. It's just a crazy moment, and just, you know, you feel blessed and honored to be able to be in that position and represent the country.
So like I'm imagining, like, you know, we both played soccer and all that, football, and when you're in the game, you know, you don't hear anybody speaking. I said for the players right next to you. Imagine thousands of, you know, people cheering you on or going against you. Is it hard for you to concentrate, or do you like when you're so concentrated that you don't hear the noises coming out?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I it still kind of amazes me, because there are times like, for example, like if I'm going over to take a corner kick, then everything will kind of come together and I'm hearing everything. But then in the middle of the game, I don't hear anything at all, and I don't even realize it. I'm just kind of playing, and then something will happen, like the game might stop for some reason or whatever, and then I realize how many people are actually there, how much noise is being made. But once you're locked in and you're focused on your task, you really just don't even hear it.
Hey, I never played soccer, but I don't know if you ever played basketball, but is a corner kick similar to like a free throw?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
I know. Sometimes you can blot out the noise, but sometimes it's all right there, depending on kind of the atmosphere, right?
Right. Because like for me, for example, like I play in the middle, so there's often a long jog before I go take a corner. And just kind of in that moment where, you know, I just kind of have my own thoughts, that's when I realize, like, oh, wow, it's, you know, it's actually kind of loud here, or whatever the case may be.
Oh, man, I have a crazy story, man. That when I was playing Classic a couple years ago, probably like 5 years ago already, we went to go play. You know how it is. You know, in Classic, sometimes you go to like Virginia, Georgia, just for one game and come back the next day. So we went to Richmond, I believe. We went to go play a game, you know, and this is the first time I ever played with like an actual crowd, and I was stunned. I'm like, wow, you know, you're like wow, you get people actually came out and watch us play, you know. So like I started, as a goalkeeper. So we were whooping their butts. We were rocking them 5-0, I think, on. And then the second half starts, right? But this time, I got most of their crowd behind me. Dre and Q, you wouldn't imagine the stuff they were saying about me. Those 45 minutes.
Yeah.
People will make up stuff and like taunt to me about every single aspect about me, my legs, my arms, my hair. I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yep.
Man, especially there were a lot of Hispanics, so they have that famous saying.
Right.
So every time I will kick the ball off, boo, and I'm like, imagine like at a Madrid game or Barcelona game, like let's say like Modric, is about to do a corner kick.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how much stuff going on in his head, and people are like yelling at him and all that. Dude, like I remember like that was like maybe 100 people that day, bro. But I was scared. I was scared of my life after that first game. I'm like, oh man, I can't imagine people like professionals like you and all that, like all that when you go away, and all those guys, man.
Right.
They're just like taunting you,
Yeah, of course. Well, and fortunately, I'm one of the lucky ones because I play in the middle. Like obviously, you're further from the crowd than, for example, like DJ who plays right back. Like he'll have somebody, or he'll have people on his side for a whole 45 minutes. So it probably gets to him. Well, it doesn't get to him, but they have a better chance of getting to him than to me. But yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy sometimes because people, I don't know why either. Like sometimes people have some really wild things to say, and it's just at the end of the day, you have to remember we're just playing a sport and trying to have fun, But yeah,
sometimes they seem like they forget that, man. I remember one time I was in high school. I was on the free throw line, man. I used to play with glasses on because, I didn't get contacts until I was a junior in high school, man. I had the glasses and that little band around, and I was on the free throw line at Panther Creek, and they all yell, Urkel, But I'll never forget that. Missed both my free throws.
Yeah.
Never forget it, man. But Dre, man.
Well, it's good you can laugh about it now,
you say you play midfield, man, so I know you up and down a lot, man. Do you remember your first goal?
My first goal. Yeah, I do actually. I do remember my first goal.
How was it? Describe as your first goal. I think I remember it, but I want you to explain it.
Yeah, so ball was kind of going down the left side, and I kind of went to be an option over there, and it went past me like towards the middle, and I just continued my run forward, and then eventually it went over the top, and I think Lance Lang was on the team at this time, so he went to cross it, and it kind of just bounced around in the middle, and because I continued my run forward into the box, it just ended up at my feet. I just took a touch past the defender and finished it.
Yeah, I think I was there for that goal. Man, but last year, honestly, bro, you were doing some bangers, man.
Thank you.
Like, obviously you'll never hear me when I was working there, but man, I'd be like screaming. People like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, this is my boy right here, man. My boy Dre. We play at Castle together, summer times. Yeah, here making bangers. Hey, so so cute, like screaming at bangers, like like a Steph Curry crazy 3-shot, basically like that. It's like. And if you would have seen some of the goals he did, man.
Yeah, after all this is over, man, we definitely go together and check him out.
I remember he did like a volley.
For sure. Let me know, man. I got some tickets for you guys.
After the Corona, bro.
Bro.
We can't do anything, I had the ticket ready and all that for the second game, and no, everything got canceled.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Crazy. So,
Dre, what has been the craziest thing that you see someone done, during concentration time? When you go out, you go away, you stay at a hotel. I know I've been there. You probably been there. What's the craziest thing that you've seen, or that someone has done?
Like leading up to a game.
Yes.
Funny enough, I've had a I've had a teammate. Um, so you know how most people like will listen to music before the game and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so he's listening to his music, and usually, like, you know, people are doing their own thing. They're not really worried about anybody else because everyone knows that they're just getting into their routine. And you know, I start noticing because I'm listening to my music too, and I start noticing everyone was looking in his direction. So eventually, I look up and he's hitting himself, like in the head, like like almost punching himself. But I guess like because I mean he's, you know, trying to get into the zone. I guess that was his way of doing it. Just kind of, I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I don't understand it. But
That's nutty.
that's probably one of the craziest things.
I mean,
I've
we used to
seen.
have a concentration time before every game, man. Then
Dang.
at one point, I heard somebody snoring behind me. I'm like, bro, come on, we better play. Why you sleep? We used to like turn the lights off and, like, you know, play that you know, woosah music almost.
That's funny.
And kind of like getting your mind or whatever. I don't know if it really worked though.
Right. I think those things, like, they work for some people more than others. I mean, it just kind of depends on your personality. And because for me, like, I'm usually pretty chill and relaxed. Like, I'll listen to music, or I'll just, you know, talk with people and joke around and stuff like that, and that works for me. And for other people, like, they have to be really serious and
what kind of music do you listen to? You like a hype
so,
music before every game, or does it matter?
just very. If I do listen to music, it kind of has to be like a little more hype than usual. Like, I mean, I listen to like a lot of hip hop and like rap and stuff like that, obviously. But uh, I kind of like, I'll listen to music while I'm driving to the stadium, and then outside of that, I probably wouldn't listen to any again unless, like, or outside of what they're playing in the locker room, for example.
Oh yeah, I remember them days.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's the craziest player right now? NCFC.
Definitely Robbie Cristo.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. I seen some wild things from some of the players, man. But like, for me, like the craziest thing I've seen is I was on my senior year of high school. We play classic.
Mm-hmm.
We go to a tournament. You know, like the end of the last tournament before, you know, the season ends, right? We were playing a tournament, but that weekend it was prom weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So all was, you know, someone went to Pride Creek, someone went to Middle Creek, and all that. So, you know, I was playing a year below, so I was junior when they were seniors. Man, we were at a tournament, right? And we were in the semifinals. We were playing the quarterfinals, going to the semifinals for that weekend. Guess what happened? Like 80% of my team went to prom,
Mm-hmm.
got wasted, and drove back that same morning.
Oh my goodness!
I'm like, the coach like the coach be like, guys, we're not going. You're not going to prom and all that. Just, you know, we have a tournament to go to. We have a tournament to win, you know. And then they're like, yeah. And then the guy's like, yo, we're gonna prom or what? And I'm like, you guys are going, you know. I got one more year left.
Right.
Man, that's the worst day, man.
Isn't it crazy how sports make you, growing up in sports, make you kind of choose between like a social life and your career or whatever you want to make of it?
Yep. I was just gonna say that. Actually. It's. I don't know. It's good and bad. Like, you you miss it sometimes, and then other times, like, you know, for me, example, like, I love playing, so yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes that socially you're not doing everything that your friends are doing, but you know, you make friends within the game anyway, and you end up having fun doing things that way. And it's not, I mean, I think it balances itself out. I mean, not to, obviously I'm not trying to like brag or anything like that, but usually I'm done with my day at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then I can do whatever I want. And, so
Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and people don't, you know, have that same experience sometimes, and that's just part of it. You have to put in the work at some stage and sacrifice something in order to
right. Hey, I've heard this argument that
end up doing what you wanted to do.
Playing in college and stuff like that, it takes away from your business. Like, after you stop playing, maybe you only a 4-year athlete, maybe you don't go pro, but during that time, everybody else is doing internships and growing themselves academically. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Right. I don't know. Honestly, that's been a long debate. Kind of going back and forth. I elected not to go, so I'm doing my classes now, and I don't have any regrets for my decision. And I'll run into a lot of people that will tell me, like, man, I kind of wish I did it how you did it. And then there are other people who said, man, you kind of missed out on a really good experience, whatever the case may be. And that's always going to be a case. And I think it just comes back to, who you are and what you're willing to sacrifice or what you're willing to do, because there are people who will figure it out and, put in the extra work to kind of make up for losing out on, those experiences and those, like you mentioned, internships or whatever the case may be. And then there are other people who won't. So I think in any situation, whichever you chose to do.
That's facts, man. Hey, segueing from that, man, it's just up to you. What does it take to become a pro athlete? Because a lot of sacrifice in that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of sacrifice in that. But I think, for most people, it's just going to come down to, dedicating yourself to the game and working hard every opportunity that you have and making the best of every opportunity that you have, because I've seen a lot of people who kind of just, they do take it for granted. They just kind of, they're essentially playing for fun, and that won't get you as far as you may want to go. And everybody's in a different place, obviously. But for me, my suggestion is just work as hard as you can, dedicate yourself to the game, study the game, and, always be willing to learn and improve and get better. And that'll get you as far as you want to go, I believe.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. I coach U13 for the challenge programs at NCFC, and that's what I'll say, man. These kids, they're like some, you could tell which of the kids that really want to play football and which ones that don't want to play,
right?
And the ones that you could tell the ones that are there for the parents, want them to be there,
right.
And the kids that actually, they actually do want to play. So, I tell all of them, I'm like, just the thing you said, you gotta work hard at it, you gotta learn it, you gotta watch it, you gotta, practice a lot with it. You have some bad days and you have some good days, and you gotta take the good with the bad.
Of course.
And right now, when you're like, they're 13 right now, so you won't sacrifice a lot right now, but you will sacrifice later on.
For sure.
You will decide to sacrifice or no. Like when you're like 16, 17, those parties come out, you're like, do I become an athlete or do I become, a average Joe?
For sure.
But there's some people that we both know, that have a great, they have good, skills on that, but just it wasn't for them, it was just not their calling, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know we have friends that that are amazing players, but for some reason,
I think
the light wasn't there.
Yeah.
I think another difference is just the people you surround yourself with as well.
Go ahead,
people that want to be pros, the people that want to just go out and party, man. If you find yourself people that want to go be pro, even though if they never make it, and then you did, but they was just as willing to go as hard as you were.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that 100%. I mean, like, for example, DJ is one of my good friends, and we push each other. There are days where I might not want to go to the gym, or I might not want to run, or and vice versa. And just having that person there to push you, nah, let's go. Like, we need to do this, whatever the case may be, as opposed to having someone who's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll just go do something else. I think that's that's huge. That makes a big difference.
Yes, and like seeing you and DJ for the last 2 years, I saw you guys, debut. That you guys, have tremendously, achieve a lot more. You grew more. You grow more. You gotten a lot much better because of this stuff like this. instead of those 2 hours, you could have been eating pizza and watching Netflix.
Yep.
You're in the gym with DJ, and obviously you have fun. You have to have fun. We're young,
Right.
So, but those key moments that we usually other people would like now I'm just gonna go to Chipotle and eat and go back home.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually in the gym, getting those miles in your shoes, getting those miles in, get them headers in, get that the footwork.
Of course.
I call that to my kids. I tell them that's an extra plus. Everybody can be good, but there's some select few that have the extra plus of taking the extra hour, and working out.
Yep.
Even like right now, like the government doesn't allow us to go do anything. You still go do home workouts,
Of course.
Some rubber push-ups, some sit-ups, and some rubber bands. You could do something light. 30 minutes.
You don't need much.
Yeah, you don't really. You really don't know. But I'm gonna go back to when you said that you finish at 1:00. That's basically your hour, 1:00. What do you do afterwards? Like what hobbies do you have? I know you go to school and all that now, but what else do you do?
Honestly, I not much outside of just like video games. I love 2K because I really love. I don't know what happened, why it happened, where it came from, but I really got invested in basketball, so I follow it really heavily. I really like the sport, so I do a lot of 2K. I watch a lot of basketball. Obviously, like most people, like watch Netflix or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, I don't not too much outside of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I definitely understand.
So 2K would be number one. I play Call of Duty, Fortnite a little bit, FIFA here and there.
Do you find it hard to play FIFA? Too, like for me, I don't even like playing. I love basketball, but I don't like playing 2K like that. Yeah. Is it hard for you to do that?
Mm-hmm. That's a tough. You see, I don't know. Like I'm pretty good at it, so like I enjoy that aspect of it because I used to play. Like I've had FIFA every year since like FIFA 2002 or something like that. So I always get it. I always have it. I get kind of bored of it, I guess. But I don't know if that's because I play the sport or just because of the game. Because everyone always complains about games. Like people have complaints about 2K all the time, complain about FIFA all the time too. But I don't know. I kind of like it, but then again, like I said, I kind of get bored of it sometimes too.
Xbox all day.
What do you have? PS4 or Xbox?
PS4.
Hey, PS4 right here.
For sure. No.
I guess I gotta play you then, like 2K then. Dre, I gotta play you then.
Yeah, we can play, man. We can play whatever you want. 2K, FIFA, whatever.
So my next question is, what did you do with your first pro check? What did you buy with your first professional check?
Honestly, I just started saving it. I really like shoes. So
yeah.
I tend to buy shoes more often than I should. But other than that, yeah, just saving it really. Probably spent it on food.
What type of shoes you buy? You buy like the Yeezys and the Jordan 1s or the 5s, the 3s?
I actually it kind of comes and goes. Like I used to really like Air Maxes, so I bought a lot of those, and then I got into Yeezys a lot too, so I started buying a lot of Yeezys, but I sold most of them now. I have no my opinion and views on that have changed a lot. So I sold most of those, and now I only have like one pair. There's nothing that like I have more than anything else. I just kind of I try to have a little range of stuff so I can kind of have something to go with anything I want to put on.
Who's the most fashionable from the team? I'm assuming DJ. I could be wrong.
He's up there for sure. I'm trying to well, we haven't had much opportunity this year to see, what people really have because we only had one game, but DJ's definitely up there. Akeem looks like he has some nice stuff. I haven't really seen anybody else though too much.
It's like our NBA. hall pass. Everybody goes into go to the little hallway.
Course,
you got
you
you
walk into
dresses crazy.
everybody
like
right there walking
does,
in. They go to the left, or go to the right. Yeah, and take pictures on that.
Right, Cam Newton with his scarves and stuff.
nah, nothing like that. Nothing like that. At least not that I know of.
Bro, Cam, I don't know, man. I don't know about Cam, but he was kind of You're
trying too hard.
His fashion is too fashion. I call it too fashion. Like it's a little bit too much extra. Too much money.
So
too much money.
I think that's
happens we get too much money.
For the most part,
for sure.
So you like sneakers, shoes, but is it you like the Air Maxes, some jeans, or are you like a slacks kind of guy?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely like Air Maxes, some joggers, a hoodie. That's my typical, like in my closet. I probably athlete. Have more hoodies than anything else. And then
it's crazy. Joggers. After I stopped playing, that's when I really started to upgrade a little bit, more into the jeans.
Yep.
And stuff like that. But I was just like you, bro. Sweatpants and short all day long.
And branch out. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy how, I went from, very fashionable to like comfortable, you know, everything comfortable, like the fleece, jackets, and then the hoodies, and then like the sweats, like the Nike, they call it the tech fleece.
The tech.
Yeah, the pro. Yeah, like I started wearing those, man. It's like very comfortable. I was, the jeans and nice shirt and all that, but once in a while, man, you get it gets too much. You just want to be comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I go for. I just go for comfort.
What is your next plans, man? What do you got going on? Like, what you got? Some business going on? You got, what you got going on? You got any business stuff the like entrepreneurial stuff that you trying to do? Just chilling right now.
Well, I've been talking to a couple of my friends and to my parents about potentially getting into like some real estate stuff and like having rental properties, different ideas kind of floating around and seeing what I can do from there. Trying to balance that with obviously like, having classes to do and still playing. So I'm just kind of trying to put myself in a good position for, obviously I hope it's a long way away from now, but for when I stop playing, that, I can kind of have a smooth transition and kind of still do what I want to do as opposed to, having to do something that I'm not too interested in.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You always got to be prepared for any day,
right.
For a rainy day. Well, you're only 23, so you got a long way to go.
I hope so.
You got a lot of more screamers to go to, man. A lot more bangers to hit.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to.
So, what you think about the new stadium they're trying to build downtown South? What you think about that?
I mean, I'm extremely interested in it. I really think that would be nice for the community, and I think it'll help. It'll be more in front of people. I think right now, Wakeman is a really nice stadium, but I think, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't aware that it's right there. Like you can drive past it and kind of not really know if you're not from the area or whatever. And I've ran into people that, oh, you guys are a pro team here? Yeah, where do you guys play? Oh, I drive past it every day, and it's just kind of like, I mean, it's, I think it would be really nice to just have, it'll be right in front of everyone's in downtown and, you can potentially attract higher value games and stuff like that. Obviously, we've had the national teams here within the last couple of years, which is nice. But yeah, I think it's a really good project and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, when I first saw it, man, when I was working there as for the Spanish marketing, it was beautiful, man. We saw the like in the computer, we saw like the graphics of it.
Right.
I'm like that's like top notch stadium, It's like, hey, like we didn't have that in Raleigh, like.
Yeah, that'll be pretty sick. And I think the advantage is obviously, it's going to be more modern than some other stadiums, so it'll probably be one of the nicer ones in the country. I mean, I think it'll be really nice.
I hope it goes down, because I think we deserve it. I know Charlotte just got their bid because they're Charlotte and they got more money, but hopefully we get the stadium and all that, because it can help us out, most of us, you guys out and all that. I think the capacity doubles. I think we go from 9,000 right now, White Met, to 22,000. I think.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, that would be huge.
And then probably could play more international games. I know we had Atlas, we had Toluca, we had West Ham, we had Swansea City. Yeah. And those were some good games, and a lot of people showed up for those games.
Yeah, I remember the Swansea one. I played in that one. I think we tied 0-0, but that was a really good atmosphere, really fun time. It was a really good game.
Yeah, I was. That day I actually worked that day too. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I did my job at the beginning of during the warm ups, right. And what I did was I hid from the bosses. From the entrance from the opposite side of the where we guys come out, I was right there.
Right.
So I was hiding with the security guard. There's one security guard always there. So I was just chilling with him, and I'm like, man, I ain't working right now. I'm watching this game, high intensity game. Yep. They were playing the starters. I said for one guy, I think, but mostly everybody was starting from the team.
Yeah, they had Tammy Abraham was starting too. He starts for Chelsea now, and a couple other guys, big names. So it was pretty good. It was a pretty good experience, pretty fun game.
Yeah, it was a good time. Hopefully we get more teams like that to come in.
For sure.
I know it's hard to balance it. The leagues and the times and FIFA and all that, right. And I know it's very hard, but that's amazing. I hope we get more games like that. I think the Mexican team to come in is a good test for you guys. You can see where you at, and as a team, that, and it's a good experience. It's a good. A lot of people show up. A lot of Mexicans show up for those games.
For sure, they pack the stadium out.
Yeah, and it's good, And then when we had Omar Bravo, it's I think before you came in, but that helped out a lot too.
Of course, it taps into a whole other community that once you involve that community, then it takes it to a whole other level. I think. I mean, it's night and day how many people we have in that stadium in a game like when we played against Atlas versus a regular Wednesday game or something like that. It's crazy, but it's fun. It's lovely to see.
I bet you guys have more fun. You get more when you guys when you do the warm ups, you get to see more people.
Sure.
I bet it kind of motivate you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think you feel that energy. The energy is different in the stadium. You might not register everything that's going on, but there's more noise. Do
you find you play better with more fans, or does it really matter? You just play the game.
It makes it a better experience for everyone all around, I think.
Yeah, and facts.
I'd like to say it doesn't matter, but I think it probably does help because your adrenaline gets flowing a little more, and like I said, I mean the atmosphere is just better.
What's your mindset going into an away game? I know for us, for hooping, it's just away games are the hardest games to win. Because obviously you got it's like three teams against two teams against you, the players and the fans.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes those are tougher than others. I mean, there are certain teams you'll go away to, and it's not even just the team and the fans. You also have the field to deal with. I mean, I think most teams will tell you that we have one of the best fields in the league, and then you go to other teams and they don't exactly compare in that way. So you have a lot of different aspects to deal with. The locker room may be less comfortable. The grass probably isn't the same if it is grass. Some teams have turf. The fans, like you said, the weather, all of that stuff kind of factors in. So you just kind of have to, you're there with your teammates, so you rely on each other, and you just remember to focus on the task at hand. And
right.
It's
I never really had to play out on the grass or turf. You know, I always played inside. So what's the what's the difference? Does it make a difference as a soccer player, whether it's grass or turf?
And get the job done. Right.
The bounce.
Yeah, the ball will roll a bit differently. You know, it'll bounce more or less depending on, you know, the situation. We're fortunate enough that we kind of train on the same kind of grass that we play on. So when you're going 5 days a week with the ball rolling a certain way, and then, you know, you go into a turf field, and it affects everybody differently. Some guys can't even really play on turf because of their, you know, just their body, how it affects their body. But yeah, like the ball will roll differently, it'll bounce differently, that kind of stuff. And you just kind of, there are things that are quote unquote easy to adjust to, but you know, they exist and you can't really ignore them. They do exist. They do happen.
Yeah, like low key, man. That our turf, our field is one of the best I've seen
for sure. Yeah.
The town of Cary takes good care of that place.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best fields in the country. Most people would tell you that in a heartbeat.
It's crazy. So, Dre, if a kid comes at you, you know, and asks you for advice, what advice you give them?
But just, I mean, like I said earlier, just work hard. You know, always be willing to learn and improve yourself, and you know, never. I know it may sound a little weird, but never get content and be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like never feel like, okay, like I've done this, I'm good. Always be striving to, you know, be that much better, that much quicker, that much stronger, whatever the case may be. Always, you know, be striving to be as great as you can be. And, you know, as long as you're focused and you're working, everything will come together and everything will happen as you want it to.
Facts. That's fire, bro. That comes from Dre. All right, Dre. Where can our listeners find you at? You got social media? You got YouTube videos? You got you know what you got?
Yeah, I just got the normal social media. On Instagram, Dre Fortune 8. On Twitter, DreFo_8. Yeah, that's about it, really. I'm not too huge on the social media, but I'm on there.
You're on there, you know. That's all right. That's all right. So not many people have their social media. I know people that don't have Facebook and Twitter. They use LinkedIn or Twitter, but it's all good. It's all good. I'd like to thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for coming into the show, Dre. I know it's not an easy thing, you know, especially right now, but I'd like to thank you for coming in.
No. I thank you guys for having me. I hear that a lot. We hear that a lot. This was, it's nice, you know. You
always get to express yourself, man. You can always find this the rest of your life, you know. Tell your kids about it. Like I was on the podcast. You might one day create your own or something.
Yeah.
Once again, Dre, thank you very much for showing up. I will have Dre's all his social media and all that, and on the description. You can find him at whenever the NCFC plays again, you know, go to the games, you know.
For sure.
Tell them that you heard us. Tell them that you heard us with Q and Chop. You know, we will definitely once this Corona's done.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need them tickets.
Make it a fact that we will be there, bro. I'll be there.
Sounds good, bro. I believe it. Hit me up if you need anything, and I for sure got you with tickets or whatever the case may be. No problem.
Yeah, man. Like Dre said, man, you got a dream, you gotta chase it.
All right, once again, thank you very much, Dre, for coming in.
As long as your focus is there, man, you'll make it. And we both been there. Both been pro. Chapo would have been pro if he things didn't go south. We know injured and stuff, but hey, we was ready. We was focused, and just like with this podcast, we focus. We do it every day, man. That's what it takes.
You know, gotta be ready for that moment to be there. And then, guys,
Blessings.
Again, thank you very much for listening today. Today is with Dre Fortune from North Carolina Football Club. Dre, again, one more time, thank you very much for coming in. I'll see you guys next time.